All right, good evening. Welcome to the Falls Township Board of Supervisors meeting for Monday, November 24th. We'll begin with a salute to the flag, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Shepard, can you take the roll?
Supervisor Boraski, Supervisor Palmer.
Here.
Supervisor Galloway, Supervisor Vice Chair Mullen.
Here.
And Supervisor Chairman Dentz.
Here. All right, thank you. We have an amendment to the agenda that we have to make first. Is that correct, Mr. Clark? There was a typo for item number 13 with the employee number. The correct number is 080-11989-1054. And what do we have to do next, Mr. Clark? That's it?
You just need to have a motion to amend the agenda.
Is there a motion to amend?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Was there any questions needed or public comment? I didn't think so. All right, so that takes us to item number 1. You want to comment on our executive session?
Yes, the board held an executive session prior to the start of this meeting. It held on a potential land sale, but that was for informational purposes only. No deliberations took place and no votes occurred. We also discussed several personnel matter, a matter of litigation, and a matter involving a collective bargaining agreement.
All right, that takes us to public comment. Mr. DiPolito, can you grab the list, please? Jennifer Metzger, Falls Township.
Hi, everybody. Jennifer Metzger, Falls Township. Thanks for letting me talk today. Just for a minute, really quick, I was concerned about, we've been doing a lot of research on a lot of different things, and one of the things that we looked at is that there's 800 school-age kids that are homeless in Bucks County. And so we've been reaching out to a couple of the advocacy centers. People know that they can dial PA 211 to get housing or help. I think people know at this point that there are a number of different places, so we've been posting them. But my concern is just, is there anything that we're doing in Falls Township to try to focus on that? I know you guys are so busy with specific things that you guys pick to focus on, but is there anything that we can do, maybe, you know, as a group, as a community, whatever it is, that maybe we're not thinking about because it's not just posted online or it's not just something that we're seeing because it's not on the website or anything?
I know we have the food drive, obviously, that we are always, that's Rich DiPolito is constantly doing. And I know the United Methodist Church in Fallsington has a big outreach program as well.
Okay.
And then we have our co-responder, right? And she does a lot of outreach with the homeless all over in Falls. So she's very much in tune with, you know, who needs what and who's where.
She's boots on the ground and she provides,
Yeah.
you know, outlet services, real time. You know, typically where an officer would be hung up, that she's a social worker. She's able to get them the care and needs that they're looking for immediately.
Okay, I'm sorry, and I missed that. So was that the social worker with the school, Pat, or is that
No, she works for
Methodist?
us.
They're employed with Falls Township, or
She works for the police
associates
department.
with the police department.
So we do have somebody who's working on that, even though it's not
Yes.
posted on our website?
Co-responder.
Because that Falls Township website doesn't have it listed.
Rich, are you able to attest to this, what her duties and responsibilities are?
What the co-responder?
Yes.
That's all through the police department.
Yeah.
So is there anything that the community can do to help support the township with those efforts? Because, you know, we'll see the food drive once in a while, or,
Yeah, I think
you know,
that's the
we'll go
big
to
one.
the pantries and we try to help there.
Yeah, the local churches usually do a lot of the food drives and a lot of the connection with them, yeah.
Okay, so just continue there.
Yeah,
Okay, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you. Mr. Bell?
I take offense to Mr. And I
I
also want to know.
apologize.
Huh?
Just Bell.
Yes. I also want to know who in the world put these Christmas gifts up.
Not us, for sure.
it makes me feel a certain kind of way. Happy! Low-Tech, I will give you the rest of your name. Hello, Mr. Low-Techy. Congratulations on your win. God bless you. Dr. Dents,
Yes, sir.
the reason why I call you doctor is because of your years here, and I respect that
Thank you.
great deal. So even though I may have a difference with how you do things,
Okay.
what was it? The lights, the turf. It's things that I know that I have studied in school for many, many years. And I would like to pass it on to the rest of the board as well as Mr. Lotecki because of his background. You need to know this, especially the solicitor, especially the engineer. You're passing things that are going to kill the kids. This is a bird town. It started with canaries. You should also look up what cuckoo birds do. You really should look it up. This is a bird town. Everyone would be surprised. Islam alaikum. God bless you too, sir. Thank you. One person in here knew how to respond. Dr. Dents, you and I also spoke about nuclear. The town has to have small modular reactors. Waste management has plenty of land down there. It's time for all of us to start talking about nuclear. AI centers, that's one down in the little hole there, will use about 60,000 gallons per day. That's a lot of water, and it has to be clean. And all I'm suggesting is that we get involved in the specifications of what that AI center is doing so that all of the residents is put up to speed and knowing the electrical cost or requirements that it will use because our electric rates will go up. 3 Mile Island is on the horizon. A lot of that electric use, I was told, will go to Virginia. We need to do something here in this community. We need to be first in falls and doing something more. There's also hydroponic ways of growing grass other than using the fake turf that comes from tire material. The rubber on your soles of your shoes, if the rubber also is used. Rubber from everywhere is used for the infill turf material. We need to get a little bit more intelligent and understanding what we're doing to the ground to kill these kids. You have a lot of diseases going on, autism. A lot of it is related to our environment. Has anyone here heard of a metabolic pathway? I'll bring in a poster. It is the key to your life, Dr. Dents.
I'm listening.
All of our lives. I don't care if you're a boy, girl, or in between. If there's interference with the metabolic pathway, you get disease. And that's what we're having here in this environment that we all enjoy and love. And I'd like to play ball and invite my new friend, Mr. Lotecki, at RJ's.
To play ball?
No, we just want to compare ball size. I have a couple of balls that, at home I want to show him, and hopefully he'd bring a couple of his balls. I saw Erin there one time, but she ran out the door so quick I couldn't yell at her and say anything to her. Expect you to be there, Doctor. I wish Mr. Clark would come as well, but he's very busy.
He doesn't like cream cheese.
I'll buy him a black coffee. Or two. So God bless you all in this wonderful season. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I really appreciate the time that you've given me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? No hands? All right. Item number 3. We're hiring a clerk for the police records department. This was advertised, and we interviewed a bunch of people, Mr. Shepherd, right?
Yes, we're ready to go.
So is there a motion, is there any questions or comments from board members?
No.
Any public comment needed? No. Is there a motion to hire Christina Lambert as Clerk 1 for the Police Records Department?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have a consideration of approval for certificate of appropriateness for the Fallsington Friends Meeting House, 9300 New Falls Road, replace the asphalt shingle roof with a raised seam black aluminum roof. Any questions or comments from board members?
No.
None? Any professionals have anything to add?
No.
This was unanimously approved by the hard board.
Correct.
Any public comment needed? See no hands. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Item 5, we have consideration of approval for preliminary and final land development for PGE Rentals, 95 Lower Morrisville Road. This is another straightforward one.
Good evening. Thank you for teeing it up as straightforward. Chelsea Crocker Jackman from Begley, Carlin, and Mandio here tonight on behalf of the applicant Russ Protest, who's behind me in the blue, the owner of Pro Group Equipment, as well as John Genovese from Tri-State Engineering, the professional engineer on this project. So tonight, we're here as stated for 95 Lower Morrisville Road. It is located in the PIP district, approximately 4 acres, containing a approximately 27,000 square foot building that's always functioned as an industrial facility. It abuts, generally speaking, it abuts a community on one side and industrial commercial businesses on the other. By way of very brief background, we were here we went to the zoning hearing board in the summer of 2024 to seek dimensional variances, mostly having to do with an expansion of macadam, and that was in the parking lot, and that was to create a lay-down area for the business. So 99% of the business, which is a very both niche and neat business, and I'll let Mr. Protas give you a little thumbnail sketch of what it is that he does, but he has a lot of public and quasi-public clients, particularly SEPTA, Norfolk Southern, Amtrak, Conrail, and he outfits trucks that have been, I guess, past their date on rental into becoming cars for railways. And so his business operates to take care of some really important fixes for the railroads. And so this property, as stated, that most of the business will occur in that building that's already existing, with just the need to expand for more of a lay-down area. So what in October, we were here before the Planning Commission with unanimous recommendation for approval. I'm happy to go through each waiver line by line if you'd like me to, but generally speaking, having to do with slopes, parking, and trees, I'll state just, again, generally that Mr. Protas understands the importance of being a good neighbor to the residential community that abuts the property on the west side there. And so just pointing out that the need for having a very healthy buffer. And also, I guess, by way of the waivers with regards to trees, just looking at it from an aesthetic perspective, where trees might otherwise be required at certain parts of the property, he's offering to place those more towards the front, just to make it look a little bit nicer. But that's just kind of little bits and pieces, and I'm happy to take the board's direction as to how you'd like me to expand, and if you have any technical questions for Mr. Genovese.
So the use of this business was approved. What he does is, if I may, right?
Yes.
He outfits vehicles for use on rail, bucket trucks, if you would, for high voltage electrical work, SUVs even, whatever it is, to drive on the rails. It's a very unique business. He's just looking to build 2 more lots down there to park his vehicles.
That's accurate. And I also want to state that we're in discussions with the township solicitors about in terms of executing a restrictive covenant
Right, I
as to that
understand.
use to be
Yeah.
exactly, pretty much exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
And I'll turn to Mr.
So,
Protas
and
to agree with
You're
that.
okay with the tree buffers and everything like that? You're going to take care of all that?
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely, yep.
Any other questions from board members? Ms. Mullen?
Sure. This might be for Mr. Jones. Is this considered an environmentally sensitive area?
Anywhere where there's a woodland that overlaps with a wetland would be considered an environmentally sensitive. So I believe that there are wetlands, but they're not disturbing the wetlands.
Correct.
And then what is, go ahead.
There are, as Joe says, there are steep slopes, and those steep slopes are wooded, so that they're considered environmentally sensitive. But if I can use the pointer, there's a 50-foot buffer area that goes along the property line on the west side. This is the area that is wooded and is steep slopes. None of those trees in that area will be bothered. There is some wooded and steep slopes right at this corner where there is some disturbance. But that's the limit of the disturbance in the environmentally sensitive areas.
Thank you.
John, you can go.
No, I think Jeff asked my questions. I'm good.
Just give me 1 second.
Just see if there's any other questions I can answer.
Mr. Jones, what's the function of protecting the slopes like our ordinance does?
The idea is to protect from erosive conditions, so the tree roots protect the embankment, and so if you remove a tree on a steep slope, the embankment becomes subjective to erosion or erosive conditions, but when they remove trees on steep slopes, either they reinforce that with some sort of matting or rock, or they build a retaining wall. In this case, they're building a retaining wall.
There will be a retaining wall.
Yes.
Okay, finally, there's, when I was looking at our tree ordinances before, this is also probably for you, there was a note there that half of the trees planted have to be native. Are you aware of that? Because I never see it in any of the notes.
A note on the plans,
Yeah,
or a note in our ordinance?
like in the ordinances, like this one has, I guess the ordinance talks about replacing the trees with the tree protection standards.
Yeah, our ordinance require, well, we have a list of approved shrubs and trees in the ordinance, and so they would comply with following the list that we have, which I would presume to be native. Or what we enforce is that they use the list when they select their different shrubs and trees.
Okay.
Most folks are using a fee in lieu because it's impossible to plant as many as is required for
Right.
that ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
Any public comment needed? See no hands. Professionals have anything to add?
Nothing for,
No.
This is resolution number 2025-27. Is there a motion?
So moved.
second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Congratulations.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Welcome to Falls Township. Item number 6 is a waiver of land development for SILVI Concrete.
Try to get to the right
Uh-oh.
line here.
No, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You need that?
No.
Yeah, we got you.
This is another one that's pretty straightforward, Mr. Jones.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and I believe Mr. Jordan from Woodrow Associates will indicate as such.
Good evening, guys. My name is Robert Jordan with Woodrow and Associates. I am here on behalf of Silvi Concrete. The facility is located at 3355 Newbold Road. They are proposing in simple fashion 2 building additions, totaling a total of 2,900 square feet to their existing facility, and some restriping in the parking area currently shown on the plan. Basically, all we're doing, like I said, the additions and restriping the existing parking areas that were adjacent to the building where the front building portion is being proposed. We had some handicap spaces. We're moving them over to the other side of the parking area, providing a walking ramp for service of those handicap facilities. Adding some additional parking. This was a stone area prior to. We're just going to put some concrete in and some additional spaces to serve this facility. We are requesting a few small minor waivers associated with this, one being a waiver from the parking area associated with separation to the building. We have parking adjacent to the building closer than 15 feet. We're also asking for a waiver of the planting requirements for trees within the parking area. This is an existing parking area, and like I said, we're not proposing any additional trees. We do have 4 trees associated in the rear that are being removed as part of the building addition, rear portion of the building addition. And we're seeking a fee in lieu of replacement for those trees. We'd be happy to work something out with the township on that. And I've been authorized by Silvi to offer that. And that pretty much is the summary of the proposal.
So you've been authorized to offer a payment in lieu of planting trees.
Yes, the 4 trees that we're taking out, correct.
Does that
be offering
make
a
sense,
payment.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
All right, any questions from board members? Ms. Mullen?
No questions.
Mr. Palmer? No questions. I have none. Professionals have any questions? Mr. Jones?
Nothing, sir, at this time.
Any public comment? Yeah.
Out of curiosity, I mean, I appreciate that he wants to pay for them, but isn't the entire point that we're trying to keep looking like Bucks County, and every time you take trees out, it just doesn't make sense? I mean, putting a couple back would be even cheaper than paying for them. Is there like a reason
He
why?
gives us the
it's-
money to buy the trees so we can plant them wherever we want.
So we just put them somewhere else?
They go into a tree fund, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's like a reserve account?
correct. No,
Okay.
it's for trees. We buy trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Earmarked for trees, that's it.
Any other public comment needed? This will be Resolution 2025-28. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. All right, thank you.
For your time.
Item 7, Ms. Rukoff, you're up. Consider, are we just approving this? She's going to do a presentation.
To advertise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a quick presentation for the board tonight.
Sure.
You've probably seen most of this before, but for the public, we'll do that. And
Okay.
then we answer any questions and hopefully get authorization to advertise.
Just the arrow forward.
Just the arrow, and what about, is that when they transition as well?
Good.
Great, right?
There's Archie.
There he is. He's very photogenic.
Betsy, whenever you're ready.
I can't, David's still working on the
Well,
laptop.
then you're not ready.
I'm not ready.
That's right.
Little technology problem here. With the mercy of the laptop. No.
There you go.
Yeah. Just use the button. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to present the proposed budget for 2026 for your review. Falls Township's residents pay their real estate taxes to 3 separate entities. the Pennsbury School District, the County of Bucks, and Falls Township. 85% of residents' taxes are paid to the school district. 11% goes to the county, and Falls Township makes up only 4% of a resident's real estate tax cost. Translated into dollars, that means for every tax dollar paid in 2025, less than 4 cents was received by Falls Township. The balance was collected by the County of Bucks and the Pennsbury School District. Here is a look at Falls Township's real estate tax compared to our neighboring municipalities. Based on an assessment of $30,000, a Falls Township resident paid $269.10 in 2025. This is the lowest cost of all of our neighboring municipalities by far. Remember that other municipalities' figures also include assessments for trash, recycling, leaf pickups, which are free to Falls Township residents due to our partnership with Waste Management. Residents' tax dollars are used to provide citizens with a full range of municipal services, including police and fire protection, construction and maintenance of streets and storm sewers, recycling, residential solid waste pickup, zoning regulations, building inspections, parks and recreational activities, and the maintenance and replacement of streetlights. Contributions to fire companies, rescue squads, and the library that serve Falls Township residents are also funded through those tax dollars. The total tax rate for 2026 proposes a 1 mil increase. This increase will cost the average taxpayer $30 or less each year, depending on their property assessment. This amounts to around $2.50 a month. Though operating costs have continued to rise across the board, there have been no tax increases in the past 3 years. The 1 mil tax increase proposed for 2026 will provide the Township Parks and Recreation Fund with the funding necessary to cover rising operating costs. This millage distribution for 2026 reflects the 1 mil increase in Parks and Recreation. Our parks contain playgrounds, athletic fields, tot lots, a fishing pier, a boat ramp, a skate park, a hockey rink, basketball, tennis, and pickleball courts, gardens, trails, and pavilions encompassing over 408 acres. These amenities are maintained by the Township's Public Works Department and patrolled by park security staff. The operating costs of the Township's 18 parks, facilities, and open space areas are substantial, and they continue to rise. This fund also provides for year-round programming and activities for everyone, including the National Night Out, Food Truck Festival, our community yard sale, the annual fishing derby, our Touch a Truck event, and the summer concert series. Proposed expenditures from the Parks and Recreation Fund for 2026 total $1,103,589. The 7 tax funds that make up the total millage rate charged to our township residents are the General Fund, which is the primary operating fund of the township, the Street Lighting Fund, which is used to account for the cost of electricity and maintenance of the highway and street lights located in the township, Fire Protection Fund, which helps to support our 3 local fire companies, the Fire Hydrant Fund, which is restricted to expenditures for the maintenance and repair of fire hydrants located within the township, the Parks and Recreation Fund, which is restricted to the development of recreational programs and the maintenance of our township parks, the Fallsington Library Fund, which helps to support our local library, and the Rescue Squad Fund, which helps to support our local rescue squads. That brings us to our total millage rate of 9.97 mils. The 2026 proposed budget plans for expenditures from these 7 tax funds totaling $31,147,867. The general fund is used to cover the general operating expenses of the township. Spending from all other tax funds is restricted to each fund's limited purpose. Some highlights of the 2026 proposed budget. Through responsible fiscal management, including cost-cutting and revenue enhancements, the township is reducing its reliance on host community fees to fund operating costs. In 2026, host community fees will contribute $5 million into the general fund. This is down from a high of $16.8 million in 2019. Earned income tax is projected in the amount of $12 million. And additional projected revenues include a resource recovery fees at $800,000, local services tax at $720,000, cable TV franchise fees at $510,000, real estate transfer taxes at $900,000, building, electrical, HVAC, and fire permits at a combined $3.8 million, and the state pension system assistance at $820,000. Regarding our 2026 pension obligation, as represented by the green line, you can see the township receives state pension assistance that has remained relatively static. The township's minimum municipal obligation to the pension plans has risen dramatically, as represented by the orange line. As shown, the township's pension obligation doubled from $1.3 million in 2012 to $2.6 million in 2017. For 2018 through 2020, it was over $2.8 million each year. And since 2021, it has been over $3.1 million per year. As you can see, the assistance we receive from the state does little to offset rising pension costs. The net cost to the township is projected to be $2,654,000 for 2026. Budgeted expenditures from the general fund total $28,144,324. 51.6% of that amount, or $14.5 million, is used to provide police services to our community. Some 2026 proposed capital projects. Road reconstruction. After a brief pause, the township road program will continue in 2026. We have allocated, did that go? Okay. We have allocated $2,280,000 for reconstruction on Willow Drive. Road improvements. There are various road repair and maintenance projects that have been budgeted in 2026. They include projects such as a mill and overlay program, the South Olds Boulevard culvert, and repairs at Martins Creek. These projects have been allotted funding of $2.7 million in the 2026 proposed budget. $100,000 has been allotted to continue the Falls Cares program, which involves the cleanup of properties within Falls Township that have fallen into various stages of disrepair. This program will have the added component of a social worker to address the broader needs of the residents. With this program, the township is striving for action with compassion. Public Works purchases. The Public Works Department needs to replace 2 of the trucks in their fleet. The 2 Ford F-350 4x4s are budgeted at $200,000. Other needed equipment includes a salt spreader, an Exmark mower, and a vinyl cutter for traffic and communication signs and vehicle lettering. And park improvements. $570,052 has been allotted for park improvements, including the renovation of Penn's Grant Park, the purchase and installation of a tiled system to be placed over the existing asphalt of the hockey rink to resolve drainage issues, continuation of the soccer field maintenance program, upgrades to the walking paths and basketball court at Kirby Park, and updating the signage within various township parks. Based on the proposed budget, a total of just over $45 million is projected to be spent in the year 2026 for operating and capital costs. The budget schedule, the remaining budget schedule, includes tonight's discussion of the proposed budget, advertisement of the 2026 proposed budget tomorrow, November 25th, additional budget discussions from now through December 16th, public inspection of the proposed budget from November 26th to December 16th, and adoption of the final 2026 budget at the December 16th Board of Supervisors meeting. That concludes presentation of the 2026 proposed budget. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation as always. Are there any questions from board members? None?
Sums up what we've been talking about. Thank you very much.
Yes. Any public comment needed?
Hi. I may end up emailing you, but the questions that I had was when I was looking at the financial statements, the host fees are showing as closer to $22 to $25 million, but consistently on the budgets, we've been picking up like 14.8 to 16.8 million. And this year you thought it might even be as low as 5. How does that differ?
The number that you're looking at that's lower than that is the amount that we're transferring into the general fund. So you're picking that number up from the general fund. If you look in the host community fees fund, which starts with a 31, you will see the 22 and 25 and 24. That's where all the money comes into. We transfer some of it to the general fund to cover operating.
Okay, so with the rest of it, are we putting some of that aside for when we no longer have fees?
We are.
So we do have a reserve or savings?
We do, and that is also in Fund
Betsy,
31.
Maybe you should talk into the microphone so people on the TV can hear you.
We do have a reserve, and this year, we are proposing to add $2 million back to that reserve in 2025. And then we budget to increase that reserve as funds are available and build that reserve back up. It stands at just, I think, 25.5 million right now.
Okay. The other question that we had was, we actually contacted Bucks County to see about when the assessments were done on our homes throughout the county. And they had mentioned that, you know, it was quadrupled in 1972. They were originally set. It was quadrupled in 1995. It was quadrupled in 2005. Is there going to be a time when we're going to reset the assessments? Or is it that we're going to just start trying to increase Falls Township a little bit to compensate when those host fees do completely dry up? Like, will we change the assessments, or is it really just a function of when we need to start increasing?
Well,
A countywide reassessment would be done by the Bucks County
that
Commissioners,
would be
not
done by
by
the
the
county.
township.
but let me be clear. When the assessments quadrupled, that was an adjustment at the county. When that happened, the townships then quartered their millage rates, so that you were charged the exact same amount that year after it quadrupled as you were the prior year. So it was not a quadruple tax increase.
I guess my concern is we engaged PFM to do the calculations, and although some of us disagree with the company itself, they put in a couple of suggestions as to what we can do if Waste Management decides not to open up another landfill location like they did for us a couple of years ago. So, like, what's the plan? Do we have plans set forth? Is it going to be noted in this particular budget, or are we going to push that off a little bit to 27, 28?
many of the recommendations from the PFM report have been incorporated into both the 2025 and the 2026 budget. You're welcome.
Any other comments? All right, we're going to advertise now, right? That's our motion, is to advertise the budget?
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Great job.
you.
Thank you.
We have item number 8, consideration of approval awarding workers' compensation contract for year 2026. Mr. Shepherd, is this you?
Yeah, we have this one. This is something we do every year. This is the Delaware Valley Trust for the majority of the workers' comp, and then we also have SWIFT, which is a state program. That's for the volunteer firemen. Everybody received the memo from Betsy probably a few weeks ago. Just gives you the amounts. We have a slight increase for next year just based on our experience modification. But the recommendation is to do the award for Delaware Valley and for SWIFT as per the memo.
Any questions from board members?
No.
No question.
Any public comment needed? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 9, consideration of approval authorizing an online auction for purchase of electricity and natural gas supply services for public use. Mr. Shepherd, you again.
Did we miss right?
Wait, that was another.
Yeah, I don't, that's not what I.
Am I wrong?
Just okay, just the right call.
Oh, yeah, I skipped that, huh?
That's
Worth a try. Consideration of approval for change order number 337 for Rycon Construction for the Township Municipal Building Renovation Project. Any questions or comments on this?
So we have Jim Gates is with us tonight. If there's any questions, I think this is $13,219. But if there's any questions on it, Jim can explain those to the board.
Yeah, give us a slight breakdown on what this is.
Jim, can you do that, please? Thank you.
Absolutely. So there's 4 changes in this one. The first, the majority of this cost is some DOT work that was added that wasn't part of the project originally. DOT required this after the fact. They are adding a push button for pedestrians, concrete pad to support that, and then traffic light programming. This also includes a 2-month extension to the job site camera, some miscellaneous metal flashing at the base of the wall, and an agreement for a small piece of storm pipe for work that was completed previously.
Any questions for Mr. Gates? Ms.
No,
Mullen?
I don't have any.
No questions.
Any public comment? No hands? All right, is there a motion to pay this change order?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Shepherd, you want to poll the board?
Supervisor Palmer?
Yes.
Supervisor Mullen?
Yes.
And Supervisor Dents?
Yes. That takes us to item number 10, an auction, online auction for purchase of electricity and natural gas supply. This is something that's new to us in Falls Township.
It is. So even though the agenda says electricity and natural gas, we only want to do electricity tonight. We might want to do natural gas at some point in the future, but we thought we'd start with the biggest opportunity for cost savings, which is electricity. The board's probably aware that a lot of times you can go out and you can look at individual suppliers and try to, get a better deal for electricity. And that works, but I do have some experience with utilizing, it's really a reverse online auction where you get multiple providers of electricity to bid against one another. In essence, they're bidding down against one another in real time, and that provides the best opportunity for savings for the township. So this resolution, if the supervisors approve it tonight, will set up that online auction. I think it occurs next week, one day. I forgot the exact date. And it's handled by Mantis Electricity or Mantis Energy. They will do the auction for us, and then in turn, ultimately, we can get these better gas rates. Better electric rates. What we have is a target. So currently, we're paying on average 0.1056 per kilowatt hour. That's what we're paying right now across our 4 different electric accounts. The target rates, and they're different because they're different terms of contracts that we can select based on what's the best deal for the township. The savings target is between 18 and 20%. So we're hopeful this will save us some money, and certainly makes sense from my perspective. This resolution would authorize the online auction, and also if we would, at a minimum, we have to meet those target amounts. Hopefully, we can do better than that.
Excellent.
And how long of a contract is it?
It varies. There's 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months. Based on who bids and what the numbers are, we would look at those and make a determination what's the best recommendation for the township. But if you look in the resolution, each one of those terms has a rate attached to it.
Thank you. Any public comment needed? Excellent. This is Resolution 2025-29.
29.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Item 11, consideration of approval of resolution for Martins Creek Restoration Project. Is this Mr. Jones? Who's got this one?
I'll take it, but
All right, you got it.
Joe's been a big help on this because this is his project, and what we're doing, working with our grant writer, we're trying to put together a grant application for state funding, which would fund 100% the cost of this project, both construction and also engineering, inspection, and things of that nature. So with Joe's guidance and really it's his project narrative that provides the foundation for the grant application. What this resolution does is it authorizes the township to submit the grant application to the state through DCED. We're requesting $839,700, and this would do the restoration of Martins Creek as per the design that Joe has created for the township. So if there's any questions about the project, I know we've talked about it before and the board's familiar with it. This just gives us an opportunity to apply for the grant. If we're successful, we won't know for a while, so this project probably won't kick off until, fall, at the earliest, fall of 2026.
All right. Any questions from board members?
Just, do we always do this?
The grant
Always do
application?
resolutions for
Certain
grant authorization?
Certain ones are required. This is one DCED requires it. There's certain ones you don't have to. It just depends. They have one it's required, so we actually have this for the board tonight. So if we didn't need it, we wouldn't bring it to you. We'd still let you know we were applying, but this one, they need a formal resolution.
Thank you.
Any public comment needed?
Do certain things like this get posted anywhere where Jones Engineering did like the designs and everything? Like,
We're not
what
even
is
at
it that has to be
stage
done
yet.
for that creek?
Well, the issue with the creek, Mr. Jones, want to go over that real quick?
Sure. This is part of our overall MS4 permit program where we get requirements given to us to reduce the pollutant load to the streams, Martins Creek being the focus of this one. And so there's a water stagnation problem that's at the community park near the soccer fields. It's actually a siphon that drains the water underneath the canal and into Martins Creek and down underneath the new county bridge. So our proposal is to divert some of Martins Creek into the already wetland, marshy area across the driveway, remove the sediments, and then pipe it back in at that location where there's a stagnation problem, and hopefully that will go to fix the stagnation problem. And we're also going to collect debris in the stream as it flows down, because believe it or not, there's a lot of garbage that somehow finds its way into the stream. So at the end of the day, that project will provide also an aesthetic feature to the park, where that marshy area that's below the soccer fields will turn into a basin with aeration fountains.
When you come in off of Mill Creek Road, there was a speed bump. Right around the speed bump to your right is where Martins Creek ends, and that's where the canal is. Long before this was a township park, the design there, it's just a crazy design. And there's a pipe about this big around that drains under the canal, and the Martins Creek continues on the other side under the bridge and such, correct? Am I right so far?
That's
And
correct.
it's been a problem for years, which is a lot of the flooding. If you notice on the other side of the bridge, when you go into phase 2, I think has to do with a lot of that. And when you come in off of Mill Creek, on your left is the marsh he's talking about. There's a big body of water there. So it's going to be diverted back under the road into there, where we're going to have aeration added. Am I right so far?
Correct.
And then back under the canal again.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever they designed it, whatever they did, if you pulled in there off on the right there and you saw just a bunch of junk thrown up to like kind of barricade it, it's just
Right.
been years of neglect, not neglect, but whatever the design was a terrible idea before it was a park.
So there are multiple creeks, obviously, that run throughout the developments too. And there are actually also problems with stagnation sitting there.
Yeah.
So like the that runs down Birch Valley Drive, and then as you turn into Echo Lane for Elderberry, there's that one that sits there. That one only overflows when we have like a ton of rain. There are certain times where it overflows into Birch Valley, and you kind of can't drive through from one section to the other, from Birch Valley to Elderberry. But so what happens with those? I mean, if they're stagnant, you're not going to rebuild every one of them as like a full aeration. That one's a lot smaller.
Correct.
I think a lot of those had to do, are going towards Lake Caroline. They're different water
Different drainage
bodies.
area. And
Yeah, when
what
they fixed Lake Caroline, they dredged it and whatever they did, right?
they
Not long
did
ago.
all that they could to get the water moving in the channels behind
Yeah.
those properties, and it's just reverse pitched and flat. And so beavers build dams, and it's just very difficult to get that water to flow, and that's on county property.
Across from the high school, right along Chatham there, behind Chatham, there's one that was always a problem as well.
Yeah, but so these are a little bit further down because hills. Hood Boulevard's the highest point, right? And so Pennsbury drains into Lake Carolyn. But this is down on the other side of the hill. When you go down Penn Valley Road
Right.
into Birch Valley, this is the bottom of the hill before you come into Elderberry. And remember, again, Elderberry Pond sits above. So it kind of is this area that has like a basin. That water is stagnant there consistently, and it has been since I was a kid. So how would we get that done? But for some, it's obviously a very much smaller project. How would we clean up those little creeks that we have that literally sit consistently?
I believe historically, Public Works would go and help alleviate the stagnation by removing beaver dams, cleaning inlets and things like that. At one point, I think Public Works had cut the green belt, and then, we got in trouble with the Conservation District because we're not supposed to cut the green belt. So it's been addressed. I think what makes this project attractive is the number of MS4 credits we get, since it's a large drainage area that drains into this particular area. But we'd be happy to look at any, areas of the
Familiar with the
township.
MS4?
Say that again.
Mr. Jones, want to explain that a little bit?
Sure, the townships are obligated to carry their own NPDS permit for all discharges into the streams and the river from our infrastructure. And so I believe we have like 110 or more outlets into Martins Creek, Rock Run, and the Delaware River. And under this permit, we're obligated to inspect them, to maintain them, and to provide an overall reduction in pollutant loading. And all the streams in our area are impaired for sediment due to construction, just the way they're impaired. And so this project reduces the pollutant load, I think half of what we're required to do township-wide on this one project.
Okay.
And it's a 5-year permit, and each year we have to update DEP with what we're doing. And you see things on the webpage, that's part of it as well, public outreach, and you see the symbols on the inlets that say when it rains, it drains. That's all part of our maintenance of the MS4 permit.
Thank you.
Yep. That's all the hands. Is there a motion for Resolution 2025-30?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That takes us to item number 14, consideration of appointments.
No, 12.
12. Oh, yeah. I broke my glasses, I'm sorry. Item 12, consideration of a general release and settlement agreement with employee number 09131999-1636. Is there, you want to talk about this, or?
This is just a current employee who has a lawsuit against the township. This settlement agreement is resolving that lawsuit and will ultimately result in the employee retiring, going out on a disability pension within the next several months. The following one, although it's a different item and it would need to be voted on separately, also involves an employee who has a lawsuit against the township. This, I should say, former employee. This employee is no longer with the township. And again, this will resolve his lawsuit against the township. All of the settlement amounts are being paid by the township's insurance council. The only payment from the township in both of these matters is some overtime and some vacation time that was due to the employees.
All right. We have to do these one at a time?
Yes.
Any public comment needed on these? Go ahead.
Are these significant amounts enough that would change insurance policies or anything, or is this kind of expected? Each year, we have a certain amount set aside?
No,
I don't know if I-
understand the question.
Well, he said you're settling, right,
Yes.
for these two accounts. So are they large amounts? Like, is this $20,000 settlements, or are these like $300,000?
The only thing that we're paying is the overtime that was owed and stuff like that. There's no cash settlement from us.
Okay, but it's not significant enough where the insurance company is going to be like, we're not going to
No,
insure
they're the
you
ones
next
paying it.
year.
They're the ones that settled.
She wants to know if our insurance is going to go up because we're paying such huge payouts.
Every claim you have affects your rates the following year, whether it's for a motor vehicle accident, whether it's for
Yeah, we don't know.
health insurance, whether it's for settling of lawsuits.
You're absolutely right. So I'm asking you, are these black swan events, or are they like no big deal, standard, whatever issue?
They're being settled for the amount that the insurance company deemed was appropriate.
We don't know.
Got that. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there a motion then for item number 12?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 13 is the same thing, different employee number. Is any questions for that one? No? Is there a motion for that one?
So moved.
Motion made. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That takes us to item 14. We have some appointments, if anyone has any. I have a couple to make. Suzanne Hannigan for the Police Pension Board. She served on the Police Pension Board for several years. They only meet as needed, so I guess they hadn't met in a while, so we're going to reappoint her for the rest of this year. If there's, I'll make a motion to appoint Suzanne Hannigan.
Can we do them both?
Can we do both together?
Yes, you can do both of them
And we
together.
also have Don Cryer for the Police Pension Board, same
It's
thing.
Creer.
Creer. Any questions or comments on public comment? No? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any other appointments tonight?
Alternate to zoning and hearing?
Go ahead.
Let me make sure that's on here, because that, do we have to do that by
That has to be right by
resolution?
resolution 2025-31.
Okay, it is on here, so can we do that?
Yeah.
I'd like to move to appoint Don Creer as an alternate on the zoning and hearing board.
No, you can't.
Why?
Can't serve on, zoning hearing board is the only thing you can serve on in the township. You can't serve on another board. So if he's on the zoning.
really?
If he's on the
Okay.
zoning hearing board, he can't be on the police pension committee.
Sorry, Don.
That takes us to, what item am I on now? 15?
15.
Escrow releases. We have a bunch of escrow releases tonight. We have LPC Morrisville LP in the amount of, is that right? We're releasing $2,175,874.79.
That's correct.
We have Gilleste, $115,571.29. Danja LLC, $70,448.40. Milex Properties, $113,132.80. Hyacinth CNC Building Edition, $2,572,058.50. Star Tours, $587. Burns and Burns, $791. FedEx Ground, $167.50. Again, this isn't our money that we're giving out. This is money that was held in escrow for developers. Are there any public comment needed on this? Any board comment?
No.
Questions or comments? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion made, is there a second? Motion made and seconded. Mr. Shepherd, you want to pull the board?
Supervisor Palmer,
Yes.
Supervisor Mullen,
Yep.
and Supervisor Dents.
Yes. Next, we have the minutes for October 27th and November 12th. Any questions or comments or edits to the minutes? Ms. Mullen?
None.
Mr. Palmer?
No, excellent minutes.
Excellent minutes as always, Mrs. Pullen. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That takes us to the engineer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the month of October, we had 4 new earth disturbance applications submitted. The highlights are identified in red for the land developments and the earth disturbances. I'll touch on a few of them. The Hyosin project, you released the escrow just a minute ago, is under a temporary certificate of occupancy. We're waiting for vegetation to establish. It's substantially complete, as well as the Pensbury Fields. The North Point Area 3, Building 20, the same. It's under a temporary CO, waiting for vegetation and some punch list items. The UGN Logistics project has started. The Safe Store Old Lincoln Highway has started, and it works with earthwork and stormwater management improvements. Both the Sunbelt Forest Products and the Lycon Invest Company LLC are both substantially complete. The North Point Area 3 continues with stormwater management, erosion controls, and earthwork. North Point Area 2 amended Building 6, building improvements, retrofits, and utility work. The Laundry Properties project will be before the board in December for seeking authorization for preliminary and final land development. The Pensbury High School complex renovations is going to be before the Planning Commission tomorrow night. We heard from PGE and SILVI both tonight for 654 Lincoln Highway. That will end the Lower Bucks Home Builders 8-lot parcel on Fallsington Tullytown Road will both be before the Planning Commission this December, and the Dunkin' Donuts conditional use will be before the Planning Commission tomorrow night. For the earth disturbances, the one in the middle column for waste gas fabricating, construction has commenced on that. That's for adding parking spaces to their front parking lot. Both the Sunbelt Forest earth disturbance and the one Newbold Road have both been substantially completed, as well as the North Point Falls Industrial. The Britton Realty of Bridge Street has commenced, as well as the Kmart project has commenced, as well as the Star Tours has commenced, and that's just minor improvements from the conditional use. The Oxford Valley Golf Course project was a minor project, and that's been completed. And then the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have been approved. So I don't probably need to list them for you, but they've all been given letters recommending the issuance of an earth disturbance. And then the remaining ones identified in red are still under review. And for the township building, it's nearing completion from a site work perspective. They're working, the wearing course has been put down, and they're working on the striping for the parking spaces. A punch list will follow shortly, and then the only thing we'll have left to do is the basin conversions. They're going to go from erosion control BMPs to permanent post-construction stormwater management basins, and at some point we'll have to as-built them. And the last thing I think we have to do is get a portion of the right-of-way along Lincoln Highway dedicated. I think PennDOT asked for a right-of-way along the full frontage due to where the historic right-of-way was too far out into the road, and I think trying to fix that. And that came up because we had to upgrade the handicap ramps, as Mr. Gates explained tonight. And so that required a little bit more right-of-way at the intersection of the driveway for the control boxes for the man-hands. And when they saw that, they asked us to run a portion along the frontage to make the right-of-way correct, and we're working on that now.
Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions or comments from Mr. Jones? Any public comment? All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. It takes us to the bill list. The bill list in the amount of $3,597,624. A little more than half of that is payroll. Any questions or comments on the bill list?
None.
Board members?
No.
Any public comment? Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Shepherd, will you pull the board?
Supervisor Palmer.
Yes.
Supervisor Mullen.
Yes.
And Supervisor Dents.
Yes. That takes us to the Jones Engineering bill list, the amount of $331,241.65. Anything to say, Mr. Clark?
Yes, Mr. Dents, as has happened a few times previously, and hopefully will no longer be happening in January when Mr. Latecki is on the board, you have abstained from the Jones Engineering bill list in the past because of an announced conflict of interest. But as we have discussed before, since there are only 3 members present and this requires a vote of a majority of the board and not just a majority of those present, if you were to abstain, the board could not act on this matter. So once again, you have announced your reason for abstaining, but you are permitted to vote on this matter.
Any questions for the public comment? Any comment from board members? Is there a motion to pay the bill?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Shepherd, can you pull the board?
Supervisor Palmer.
Yes.
Supervisor Mullen.
Yes.
and Supervisor Dents.
Yes. All right, that takes us to manager comment. Mr. Shepherd, do you have anything?
Just briefly, everybody knows we're off on Thursday. It's the Thanksgiving holiday, and we're also, the office is closed on Friday, so I want to wish everybody here a happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. This is the board comment. Ms. Mullen?
Happy Thanksgiving, especially to our staff here who work really hard on budget season. I'm grateful for the staff, grateful for what Mr. Shepherd's been able to do in his short time here. That's been going really well, I think. And grateful to you who come to the meetings. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And I want to echo what everyone else said. Happy Thanksgiving. And with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.